Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel from Woodworking with Dash, and today we're going to make this box out of veneers. We got ninbus veneer at the top and malt zebrano on the sides. I got a whole heap of veneers out of a sample book, and they're perfect for box making. Today I will show you how to use veneers, how to press them, and how to use them in box making. That came out great, didn't it? Look at that. Hey guys, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe and ring the bell. I'm only a new channel looking for subscribers. I think I'm giving value for your time, so please subscribe. Hey guys, a new day and a new box. I hope you like the veneer box. I wish I could see it, but I don't do that part of the video to last. So, I suspect it's going to be almost the same as this box, which is a veneer box with an internal tray. I've got a decision to make. I'll put out 4 lots of veneers. I'm going to use one for the sides and one for the inlay at the top. I got a lot of these veneers out of a book, a sample book. They're perfect for boxes. With the 300 by 200. So the box size is 60 mil. So I got 2 longs and 2 shorts out of one piece. So they're great for box making. And there's all these different timbers. They're like oyster. I don't know whether they're man-made or they're real. I don't know how you can man-make these, but they seem to come in all different. What's this one called? This one's called Madagascar. Damn, I don't know how to make it. Or if it isn't made, maybe it's a real timber, just died. I'm not sure. So I've got a decision to make. Which ones am I going to pick for the box? Okay, we got that one over there, which I don't mind. And the next one is a good contrast. I like that one too, but I like everything, you know. The pink and the black, damn. I don't know what sort of timber I'd put with that. So I might give that one a miss. And the washed zebrano and the oyster, yeah, it's a good match too. That has to be a very light timber, like maple with it, I suspect. But I'm leaning towards, I've settled on malt zebrano and ninbus. I think that's going to be a very I think that's going to be a very. I'm going to have the malt zebrano as the sides, but so the lines in it can go around the corners. That's cool. And the ninbus as the top. The ninbus is almost the same as that top, but just a shade lighter. Just got to pick what sort of timber I'm going to use with it now. We have to have 2 very striking bits of veneer. I think I'm just going to use, I don't know, I think I'm just going to use a light timber. I think I'm just going to use ash. I just make these things up as I go, you know. So I don't like to commit to anything until I actually do it. Anyway, the first job is to put these 2 on a 1/2-inch birch ply and put it in the press and let it dry. I put the wax paper on top so the excess glue doesn't stick to it. That's it. It's another glorious day in the core. I just took the board out of the press. Gee, the press makes them come out so flat. So flat. Great stuff. I put these sides on 12mm birch ply, but I put the top on 9mm paint exterior. because I want to have a bit more of a shaker style edge to it. We'll work on the box itself, cut this to 60mm, and then we'll miter it, put a groove in it, miter it, cut a bottom, just like we do normally. I won't show too much of that now, because you've seen it so many times, but I'll show a little bit of it, and we'll take it from there. I've cut the ply down to 60mm, so that's one end. I'll put the groove in for the bottom. You see it's going to be the birch ply on the inside. That's fine, you're not going to see any of that, but the tray is going to come right up to the top edge this time. I'll show you why later. And now I'm just going to cut the miters, and I'll cut them on the tables over here, but they're only 60mm high. When you cut a miter with veneer, you always got to make sure the veneer is to the front of the blade, so the blade's cutting into it. Don't have it so the blade cuts out the back, but you'll chip it out. It's only thin veneer, so always make sure that the blade's cutting into the veneer. Glue up. I'll put the masking tape on, flip it over. Okay, one side's dark and one side's light. But as I said, you're not seeing any of this birch ply in the end, but the tray covers the whole lot. But we have a timber surround going around the top to cover the birch ply edge. It sticks into the box. So the tray's got to come up in between that. So you don't see any, you see what I mean when I do it. Okay. As I said before, guys, I got all this ply, well, I got all this veneer out of sample books. There's a couple of companies around, I think the one's gone out of business, that give out the sample book for the veneers. They give them out to architects, to cabinet shops, anybody that would show them to a client so they can pick them, so they can sell their veneer. So there's a lot of books out there, and mate, as I said, they're great for box making. So just have a sniff around in any old woodworking places clothing up, or architects clothing up, or just have a sniff around. You'll find them, they're pretty good. Okay, put this to the outside this time. Bit of bing. Because we're only using veneers now, we're going to make sure that the points come up perfect. Just nip it up a bit, and just adjust the points as you go. Guys, the box is all drying in the cramps now. And now we have to cut the timber to cover the front edge. So same as this box. I've cut the timber for the surrounds with the dado head. I put about a 3mm trench in it, so just to align it on the top of the plywood. And you also notice that I rounded the corners over with the little router first, because you've got to do that first before you trench. There's nothing for the router wheel to run up against, so you do that first. Then I trenched them. And then I took them back over to the planer and planed them down to about 9/16, so 7/16 I think. So they were just a bit too chunky, I thought. As you do boxes or anything, just take a step back, look at the aesthetics of things. See if anything looks too chunky or too thin or out of proportion. Just eye things over a bit. Anyway, so the boxes, the clamps, the surrounds are done, ready to miter and put on after the box is dried. So now it's story time. Hey guys, time for a cup of tea and a story. Today it's going to be a yachting story. When we first launched our yacht, we put it up the Maribyrnong River, up at a wharf that held a lot of fishing boats. And in between the fishing boats, at each end of the wharf, there was 5 or 6 yachts at each end. Now this is just a fishing wharf. This is not a big yacht club or anything. Nothing fancy about this. Sometimes the place stunk of fish, don't worry. So it was a working class wharf. Everyone used to be working on their cruising yachts all the time, and on the weekends people work on them Saturday, but Sunday afternoons it tended to be a bit of a social gathering of different boats. People come out of our boat, we go over to their boat, have coffee. One day another yacht came up the river, and it moored in front of us. It was a yacht, but it was a really ratty old rusted out thing. I wouldn't go to sea in it. It looked bad. Anyway, it was owned by this guy that he came down in a Rolls Royce. Oh, okay, he must be rich. Okay, and we tried to introduce ourselves and invite him on for coffee and all this stuff. He didn't want to have a bar of us. He was too good for us. He was Mr. Big Businessman. That's what we called him, Mr. Big Businessman. One Sunday afternoon, some of the cruising people and us were up on our boat having coffee, and he was working on his boat in front of us. He didn't want to know us. He didn't talk to us. We didn't talk to him. And and I could see what he was doing. He got into a wetsuit, and I thought, oh, he's going to go clean the weed off the side of his boat, that's what I suspect. And then he got out a snorkel, the 25mm electrical conduit, and he taped it to the snorkel. I thought, here we go. He's going to try to dive down underneath his boat, clean the weeds off his hull, and breathe through the snorkel. And being 25 foot long snorkel, it don't work, because when you breathe out air into the tube, and you breathe it back in before it's got time to escape. So after about 5 or 6 breaths, all you breathe is carbon dioxide. So we didn't say anything. We all looked at him, and we all started to laugh a bit, and we all waited. And he got in the water, and he put his snorkel on, and he had it attached to his boat so it wouldn't fall over. And soon he went underwater. We all rushed up the front of the boat, and we're looking. We just waited. He was underneath there for about, I reckon, almost a minute. He was underneath there for. But when he came up, he was red, mate. He was red. He was coughing and spluttering, and we all gave him a big clap, didn't we? Yeah, he definitely didn't talk to us after that. One of the other characters down the wharf was a guy called Dave. And Dave had this yacht, and we'll call it a yacht. It was more research ship, supposed to be. It was built in the mid '60s. A consortium of people got together, and they started to build this research boat. It's about 70 foot long, but it was built like a bloody battleship. It was built to what you call A1 Lloyd's standard, which is the highest standard that you can get. And of course, that cost a fortune to build it like that. And it was supposed to be built for some big research project that they were going to do. Built to Lloyd's A1 standard, they take a lot of money. So one by one, all the investors dropped off, and there was only Dave left, and he was determined to finish it. And it was just overwhelming. The amount of work that needed to go into the boat, it was built like a battleship. The amount of work needed to go into the boat was amazing. You go down in the engine room, and it was just wall-to-wall banks of gate valves. No one knew what they were for, but all the different people that had worked on the boat had left. And now there was just Dave, and Dave had no idea how everything worked, trying to work out which gate valve done what, and same with the engines, and it wasn't fitted out, it was just a bare hole. Had no timber working in it at all, had big watertight doors on it. It ended up killing him. He just worked on it till he died. And I don't know what happened to it at the end. It was round build, you would have rolled like anything. Anyway, and on the other side of the river, there was a couple of other guys, Dave and Reese. Dave on the other side of the river and Reese, they were nice guys. They just had their little work boats and they just plodded on, but they were just characters. In those days on the river there was characters. Everywhere you turn there was a character. Not like that, not like this now. I drove down there a year or so ago. Like it's been 35, 40 years since we were there. And everything's changed now. You can't even get near the river. It's all fenced off, very clinical. There's poor police everywhere. You can't get past the wire barriers, and it's just, yeah, it's not like it was. But no, nothing like it was, is it? But it was a good time to be on the river in the 70s and early 80s. Very good time to be on the river. A lot going on. It was nice. Anyway, that's the story for today. I'll see what I can make out of that. Guys, I've cut this around for the top. I cut them to about 30mm, left about 17mm, and I put a groove in them on the saw so they fit over the plywood and the veneer. Just like that, see? Again, this is a 5-piece lid, but it's different than the ones that we done before. But this time it's shaker style. So the centre panel is below the surface of the surrounds. Yep, good enough. Everything is dried now. Let's see what we've got. Take these out of the clamps. Look at that. Coming out quite well, isn't it? We can take the top out of the clamp now too. So that's what we've got so far. We're just about done. I put some very small legs on the bottom. The legs that I cut for it, I didn't like them, they were too chunky. So that's getting back to what we were talking about before, that you've got to stand back and look at something. The legs that I cut covered all the edges, and I wanted to see that with the sharp edge. Okay, and I put an accentuated over round on the top, so it's very tactile now. I made the tray, so I just after it's all polished, I just put it in the bottom. It just slides in there, and you see how you don't see any of the white. The tray covers the whole white of the birch fly. So all we have to do now is sand, polish, and then hinge the lid. Hey guys, box is all finished. Look at that malt zebrano. Doesn't it just pop with this chocolate brown and black stripes? And the ninbus on top as a contrasting timber. And the ash goes well with both of them, I think. I put a white interior inside it. I put the small leaves on. And it's just good. The order proportions are just right about this box. I like it a lot. Actually, I like it a lot. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm running a new channel, looking for subscribers and views. And yeah, I think I'm giving you value for your time, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. That's the most important thing to me. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. But yeah, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Woodworking with Dash. See you, mate.